Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Options Professor podcast. This is Damien, and today is Friday, June 4th. Now, this week, I really didn't trade a whole lot, so I don't have a recap of my trades this week. And then last week, I was sitting on the beach, not even concerned about my positions that were being closed out on my phone last week. But I did turn a profit last week. It's too far away, a week later to recap the previous week. So I thought we'd do this week is take a look at some of these meme stocks. I mean, a lot of people have been asking me in Discord, what do I think of the short squeeze with AMC and maybe even the short squeeze on GameStop or some bad news hitting Tesla and where I see those going. So let me do my chart analysis off of a few of these popular stocks coming up for the next week. And just as a reminder, my analysis is really just looking week to week. So I'm not really looking long term. It's not looking super short term in terms of day trading. Although some of these concepts can be used for different time frames. I'm going to be looking at these strictly for next week, 1 to 2 weeks out. Okay, so I've got AMC up, and as we can see this week, it just has been amazing. This move straight up to 72.62 has been a really nice short squeeze from $20 all the way up there. And is that predictable? No. I mean, I think the Wall Street Bet community has done a great job at publicizing it. Obviously, if a stock has been short about 20% of its float, that's pretty big, right? And so these short squeezes can happen, but sometimes the big players can have deep pockets and they can withstand these. So anything can really happen. I was watching this live as it was happening, and for a lot of people, they heard me in our live Discord voice channel have me talk about, well, I think 60 was probably where it was exhausting its momentum. But then again, that's just me reading the chart. I don't have any skin in this game whatsoever. I don't own any AMC stock. I'm I don't have any positions open for AMC, GameStop, or Tesla right now. But if we take a look at, I'm just going to draw in some lines here and see where this end up. But if I take a look at, you know, um, lining up just the bottom side of this. All right. And then on the top side, let me just line one up here. So if we take a look, I'm just drawing these lines in at the tops and the bottoms of the candles. And so if I'm taking a look at where I think this is headed over next week, I think this is what's happening, convergence here, from this downward trend, downward line and the upward line. And I think this is going to be key, right? This bottom, can it hold it and then stay within this range and then potentially pop out the top side, or is it going to pop down through the bottom side? Down below, we have a moving average around 35. So I'd be watching that for it to come back to the 35. And then you can see there's a gap here. So it's probably want to come back and fill that gap at some point, which is just above 30. So maybe about 32. Hard to say what's going to happen. Obviously, the TTM is setting up for a downward move. So I would probably lean towards a downward move before any shot of it going back and testing these highs up here. But that's really just the pattern and the chart analysis that I'm seeing. Obviously, anything can happen. If you get enough momentum behind it, it could turn this around and then shoot out through the top side. But these are the lines I'd be looking at. I'd be watching it to see if it holds, above 45 next week. And then midweek, where is it going to trade? Is it going to stay inside this range, or is it going to pop out through the bottom or through the top? Okay, so that's AMC. Now, I said I'd take a look at GameStop as well. And the one thing I don't like about GameStop to make any kind of analysis is because it's got earnings. You can see here, it's got earnings coming up. Now, this is sitting right at the 50 moving average. This 250 is a pivotal point. And so anything can really happen for GameStop. again, I'm seeing this set up to potentially uh, take a push downwards, continue downwards a little bit. That's the way I'm seeing it. Now, with earnings coming up, I don't know what's going to happen into the earnings, but I can see a lot of people maybe potentially taking profits here, unsure if they're going to maybe dilute a little bit more and do another offering. Why wouldn't you at this point? So you've got the 200 moving average sitting around 190, and obviously it was consolidating for quite a while in the 160 to 170 range. All right, so this is one to watch. It's right at, like I said, a pivotal moment at the 50 moving average, and we'll see where this goes. I had, if it didn't have earnings, I probably would enter an iron condor and just try to play within a wide range and collect some credit there. Now, Tesla had some bad news, and I wanted to just quickly look at where we are with Tesla. Obviously we ran up almost to the 630, 640 level, and then it had, the recalls, and then some numbers that were bad coming out of China, which created this downward push, and then this big candle, right? So I think 570 is a good level to potentially sell a put credit spread here at the 570, because it seemed to support that. And if we go back even prior, we can see that 570, 560, 570 was the level. As you can see here, my green line was drawn in here much, much earlier. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was playing this 565 level and made money on it previous weeks. So I think this is still a good level. I like this top side at 640. If I can get into an iron condor early next week, this might be a good range to play and collect some credit on. So for me, I don't think I would. I'll be looking at this Monday to see where we're at. Sunday night, I'll do a watch list to, look at the overall market and see if there's any stocks I can sell credit spreads, whether it's the call credit spread side or the put credit spread side for the week, and get back into the swing of things. Again, this week was a quiet week for me. Not a whole lot of trading, nothing expiring today. So good luck trading through next week, and I'll be back on Sunday with that watch list.